Hello, everyone. Welcome to this business meeting. This is another business meeting for us to explore how to express ourselves professionally in professional spaces. For today, the focus of our meeting will be how to communicate our disagreements. That will be our focus for today. Now, the question is, how do you disagree in an official situation? How do you do that? Well, before we do that, let's explore this scenario that is going to give us a glimpse of what we are actually exploring today. Now, it is very easy for you to agree with someone, isn't it? Very easy for you to agree with somebody. Just be like, you're right. I understand. That is very correct. Those are easy ways to agree with someone, and it's usually that easy to agree with somebody. But when it comes to disagreeing with somebody, well, that's where the twist is. And let's see quickly this scenario. Now, imagine a particular situation where somebody is discussing with another person, and the discussion is about choosing a team leader for a project. Then, two colleagues are discussing that, and Tolu disagrees strongly with Ben, who is suggesting Sarah. Now, Ben will go, "Oh, I think Sarah would be a good or a great choice to lead this project." Then Tolu will go, "Sarah," and rolls her eyes like this. Tolu will go like, "Sarah, seriously? She has no idea what she's doing." I'm very sure you can relate with this. Now, if you are in Tolu's situation, if you are in Tolu's shoes, how would you express your disagreement? For the sake of this meeting, we're going to make it short. We're just going to explore just two approaches, and that's all. So the first approach we'll be exploring is this. I see your point, but I think. Now, one thing about this is you acknowledge the person's point of view, the person's thought process, and there is nothing so charming as being acknowledged in the business space. There's nothing as charming as that. So I see your point, but I think. So usually we use I see your point, but then we put the subject. That means usually we ourselves, or either I or we are in a group, we. So we say I see your point, but I think, or I see your point, but we think. You can also say I see your point, but we feel, or we want to suggest anything that you want to put there, but it's supposed to be a subject plus a verb, then whatever you want to suggest. Then we move on to this. It says, for example, you can say, I see your point, but I think we could wait for the client's feedback before making changes. You can say, I see your point, but I would love that we ask other people, other team members, what they think about the decision of making Sarah the team leader. Or we can say, I see your point. I'm talking about the scenario that we explored before. I see your point, but we could ask other team leaders what they've observed about Sarah. That is better. The other one that we want to explore is okay, before we go on to that one, now, one thing about this kind of expression is this. I see your point is a clause on its own, it's a sentence on its own. Then the but brings in a conjunction. And then from the conjunction, we have the other thing, the other clause that is added to it. So the but there shows contrast. But is used to show contrast in a situation. The other approach that I would like to explore for the sake of this meeting is this. I understand what you're saying. However, this is just like the other one, but it's a bit different because I see your point is acknowledging the person, but I understand your point. I understand what you're saying. Takes it a step further because it shows acceptance of what the person is saying. That means I'm also with you on that stand. I am with you on that stand. However, from a different point of view, from a different perspective, I think that decision is not a correct one. That means you're offering a fresh point of view, a fresh eye, a fresh point of view, offering a fresh eye in that situation. Now, the structure is usually very simple. I understand what you're saying. However, plus subject plus verb. Now that one is almost like the other one. It's exactly almost exactly like the other one. It's just that it is used to show respect while also disagreeing with the person you're disagreeing with. I understand what you're saying. However, so that's plus a subject plus a verb then plus object, just like what I explained before. The same pattern of approach. The same pattern of approach is used for the other one. Just like this one and that one, we have the same pattern of approach. And then, example, I understand what you're saying. However, I believe another venue might suit our budget better. I understand what you're saying. However, I feel you can see usually the pattern is this, the basic pattern is this. Number one, agree with the person or acknowledge the person's point of view. That's the easiest way to explain this. Acknowledge the person, acknowledge their perspective, then bring in your disagreement. Don't just disagree with somebody in a business space just like that. First, accept their view, then disagree with them. I hope you're able to get that. So, like this one is almost like the other one, is the combination of two clauses or two simple sentences that makes one long sentence, and it's more or less a compound sentence also just like the other one. I hope you have gained one or two things. If you have, let us know that you have by sharing this or by liking this. See you in the next one.